The hottest trends in activewear can sometimes feel out of reach. Either they sell out so fast that you can't even get your hands on them, or they're simply just out of your price range. Today we have the hottest trends in activewear right now, including polka dots, layered looks, butter yellow, summer gingham, capris, and more, but all on the affordable price range. With the exception of one item, almost every individual piece today, like a top or a bottom, is around $20 to $30. If you're new here, my name is Catherine. We review a lot of activewear, and we love affordable activewear around here. And we will be reviewing some of my tried and true affordable brands that I think rival high-end brands in terms of quality. But we also have some new affordable brands that I've been very curious about that may be questionable. So when it comes to affordable activewear, finding the really good brands that really prioritize quality is definitely key because it can be very hit or miss. So without further ado, let's get into it. Our first trend is going to be polka dots. I feel like polka dots, stripes, and just little delicate patterns in general have been very trendy this year, but I definitely feel like polka dots specifically have been having a moment, and this category is kind of combined with layered because we also have a lot of polka dot layered looks, which are also very trendy right now. But I've been eyeing this set on Amazon for a while. This is the Suuksess two-piece workout set, shorts, sports bra. The names are not going to make sense in this video. That's just how a lot of these Amazon type brands are. I got a size small and it's $39.95 for the set. So $20 for the sports bra, $20 for the shorts, but it does come in one set. I thought I just put the sports bra on the hanger inside out, but the shorts are also inside out, which I don't think that was me. Okay, so this is a full polka dot set. In terms of Suuksess as a brand, I have actually tried them for many years on Amazon, and I do feel like they could be hit or miss. Suuksess had the original seamless scrunch leggings that are the same as the Define dynamic leggings. So while I feel like they actually have really good seamless stuff, sometimes their non-seamless items can be kind of hit or miss. So let's start with the sports bra. First impressions, it doesn't have a ton of shape to it. Just kind of your classic straight across sports bra. We have a little tiny band at the bottom. We do have removable cup pads, skinny little spaghetti straps that come together in the back. It's a nylon elastane blend and it does have a performance feel. I feel like it doesn't feel the most high quality, but it doesn't necessarily have any issues. Let's try this on. Okay, as suspected, the fit on the bra is just a little bit underwhelming. It just feels like a strip of fabric that they attached some straps to, which is a bummer because the shorts are actually pretty good. The coverage is actually decent. I would say it's a medium to full coverage, but the straps are just not super lifting, and the bottom band here keeps folding under because it's just not very secure. So look at all that space that just wasn't there. So overall construction of it is just not great. If you're not looking for a lot of support, it still works. We do have the little band along the bottom. If this was a more secure elastic along the bottom, the whole bra would be completely changed. So I wish that was the case. The support is very low to medium. And then we have just the skinny little straps in the back. So again, not super supportive, but it is very open. So if you're a small cup size, support-wise, it should be fine. I'm just not loving the structure of this one. Then we have the matching shorts. The only bummer about it coming in a set is that you can't choose a different size top and bottom. So I prefer brands that sell them as separates, but we have the same nylon spandex material. We have what looks like it's going to be an ultra high rise, double thickness waistband, no front seam, 4-inch inseam on the shorts, and we actually have side pockets. So that definitely gains a couple points. And it does have curved glute seams in the back, so these should be flattering. And they actually are a black fabric on the inside. The polka dots seem to have been added after the fact. Pinto! Pinto, are you okay? With the way he was whining, you would think that he was in grave danger, but really, that's just the noise he makes when he's bringing the spring upstairs. Penny, you're screaming, little kid. Because he doesn't even get it. He doesn't even know how cute he is. Okay, so these are definitely the type of shorts that I would want to wash inside out so that the polka dots last the longest time. In comparison to something like the Buff Bunny Bossy print, which is also kind of a polka dot-esque print. They use a white base and then the black gets printed on top, and the dots were added after the fact. So the pros to a fabric like this is the dots are never gonna wear off. The pros to a fabric like this is it's probably a little bit more squat proof and it doesn't shear out as white when you squat. So let's try these on. Okay, very bummed that this bra wasn't great because these shorts, honestly, the shorts almost make the set worth it. The fabric has a sleek feel, about a medium compression. These are bordering on ultra high rise, so if you're a short torso, just be aware they are coming up pretty high. On me, I think it looks fine. Double thickness waistband, no front seam, and the fit of these is really good. No extra fabric anywhere, no tightness anywhere, so very true to size. They have about a 4.5-inch inseam, so a little shorter than I would want, but really not too bad. Not getting any crotch tension, no camel toe, and really appreciate that these have side pockets. Can it fit a phone? Yeah, it can actually fit a phone. So honestly, I really like the bottoms. And then in the back, we do have curved glute seams. They sit right above the glutes, no scrunches or anything. I think these are a medium to high on the booty scale. The seams are nice and flattering, and even though they're just a little bit short, they're not squeezing my thighs in any uncomfortable ways, so I would say that they're thick thigh friendly. So unfortunately, these are sold as a set, but I think the shorts are worth it. Okay, next we move into the category that is combining polka dots and the layered look. Layered activewear is a huge trend right now, whether it's just multicolored, simple, just with a white lining, or whether they have prints on the inside. This is a very popular trend. So there are a number of Amazon brands doing this layered look with the polka dots right now, so we had to try it. This is the Omkagi double layered sports bra short set. So it does come with the sports bra and the shorts. And together they are $39.98. So very similar price to the last one. Omkagi is another brand that I feel like can be hit or miss, but first impressions, the fabric feels pretty nice. So we have a scoop neck sports bra, and this one, the outer layer is the one with the removable cup pads. Normally with the layered sports bras, the inner layer is like the true sports bra, and then they have like a faux outer layer. This one is actually not just like two entire sports bras. Basically you have the sports bra on the outside and then just one layer of the printed fabric on the inside. So kind of like a faux double layer, which I don't mind because it's not so much fabric. Sometimes it can feel a little bit compressive with too many layers. The red outer layer just has straight up and down straps. The inner layer is a halter. The straps are not adjustable. That would have been nice to see. And we have an inch elastic along the bottom for some security. So let's try it on. This bra basically has everything that was wrong with the last bra fixed. So this one is much better. First of all, fabric is really nice and soft, still lightweight, so having an extra layer here doesn't make it too compressive. And we actually have like a full coverage. Like there's no way I'm falling out of this sports bra. So large cup size friendly, full coverage, the support. It's about a medium support as well. It's interesting to have the cup pads on the outer layer. It does work, but I think the cup pads are just a little bit rigid because I see the outline a little bit, but in the grand scheme of things, I don't think it's super visible. I like just the single layer of the polka dots underneath. Doesn't add a lot of bulk, but you still get that cute little detail. And because this inner layer really isn't doing the support, the neck strap isn't uncomfortable. And the reason why this bra fits so well is because you have that nice elastic along the bottom that the last bra really lacked. So this provides a good amount of support. True to size, if you're in between, you could really go either way. And then not a lot of double layer situation going on in the back. The only thing that could make this bra better would be some adjustable straps, but I think this one is surprisingly good. And then we have the double layered shorts. These are a 5-inch inseam short, no front seam, triangle gusset. The material on these is also a nylon spandex, but it has a little bit more of a lightweight feel. It kind of feels like a slightly more sleek version of Honor Active Soft Motion. And then we have the waistband situation. We have the inner polka dot waistband, and they did do 2 separate waistbands. So you are going to have 4 thicknesses of fabric. This is how most of the brands do these double layered bottoms. So we'll see if these are super compressive on the waist. And then we do have curved glute seams in the back. Let's try it on. Okay, we have kind of the opposite situation of the first set where I feel like the top on this one is really good. And the bottoms, these ones are good, but there are a couple things I would change. First of all, I think the fabric is really nice and lightweight. I'd say low to medium compression. These do have an ultra high rise. They're fitting a little bit higher than the last solid polka dot ones. And I feel like if they just decrease the rise from the waistband down, this would be a lot more flattering because I am 5'9" with a long torso. So if this is pretty high on me, it's going to be a little bit overwhelming for many people. The waist surprisingly fits really well, and even with the 4 layers of fabric over the waistband, I'm not being super squished. That being said, if you're in between sizes, probably size up just because this is a lot of waistband thickness, but I actually feel like it's working pretty well. Since these are like 2 actual waistbands, you can also like fold this waistband down if you want like a little bit more of a polka dot moment. No front seam, not getting any crotch tension, 5-inch inseam, which is great. I will say, since these are a little bit lighter compression, I'm getting just like a little bit more tightness at the seam compared to the rest of the short. It's not a huge deal, but they're not the stretchiest in the thighs. Like I'm not getting sausage thighs, but if you have thick thighs, just be aware. And then here's the area where I don't like. The seam in the back is really, really long. These are definitely a long glute friendly short. I would consider myself to have pretty medium glutes. These are my hip bones here and where my glutes start. And the waistband seam goes a good solid inch above it. So I just feel like it's a bit long back there. Again, if they just shrunk the rise down, these would actually be really, really good. So I'm gonna give them a medium on the booty scale because with this being so long, it just gives you a little bit long butt. Depending on your torso height and your hip height and everything, these may actually be really good on you. There's no actual problems with them. I just think that overall they're a little bit high. All right, and then I think what the most promising brand should be is Aoxjox. Aoxjox just came out with also their little double layered polka dot sets. Except they have two options. They have some with the polka dots on the outside and the solid on the inside, or they have some sets that are solid on the outside with the little polka dots on the inside with a lot of different color options. So these are very cute, but some of their pricing doesn't necessarily make sense to me. So this is the Aoxjox dual core double layered sports bra. I got a size small, and this sports bra is $38.99. Aoxjox still falls into the affordable category for me because most of their stuff is affordable, but occasionally we'll get a sports bra like this where it's like almost $40, and I'm like, a Buff Bunny sports bra is also around like $40. Like I feel like their highest price sports bra is like 48 to 50 for like a super high impact bra. So I do feel like sometimes they charge quite a bit, and their stuff can be hit or miss to me. Like a lot of times it does feel affordable. Just a little shout out to Camo Fitness. I miss them, you guys. I'm gonna email them and tell them please come back because they had the best stuff and it was affordable and it was high quality and I just miss them. Okay, so I got a size small in this sports bra, and this one is kind of the typical double layered bra, except it's actually two bras and they didn't tack them down on the side. So I feel like they're charging more for this because it's like kind of two bras, but if you're meant to wear them layered, then who cares? So we just have the classic cami sports bra, spaghetti straps. These ones are adjustable and we do have removable cut pads. These ones do feel nice quality, and it's a nice dense nylon spandex with a little bit of a brushed layer to it. So these are nice and soft in the hand. And then the outer sports bra is a little bit less coverage. This one has the print. This one does not have adjustable straps, and it also does not have room for cut pads. So you wouldn't really wear this one on its own. You definitely would have to layer it. So let's try it on. Okay. Here is the double layered sports bra that basically is just two sports bras. So I just wish they had put a little bit more thought into the design of this one rather than just like slapping on a second sports bra. It's so unfortunate because every set so far, I've liked the bottom but not the top, and then the top but not the bottom, and then now I'm liking the bottoms but not really the top. Not to say that this one wouldn't necessarily work, but it is, first of all, very compressive. So I would say it runs a little bit snug, consider sizing up. When I just have the one layer on, it's fine. But when you put both layers on, how you're supposed to, it does get quite compressive. So that being said, I would say that this is actually full coverage. It almost is a little bit too much coverage. Like I do feel like compared to like the layered bras from like Form and Liaison, like those have just like a little bit nicer of a shape to them. This one feels a little bit less intentional. The support is actually pretty good because I'm being very compressed. So solid medium, maybe even medium to high support. Definitely large cup size friendly with the coverage and actually the support as well. And then we have the adjustable straps in the back. I just think at the very least, they should have tacked down the sides, but then I guess you couldn't wear this like by itself because you can just completely take off this top layer and then you just have a solid sports bra. So honestly, this is a lot more comfortable, but what do you guys think about just like doing the second layer, just like as an actual bra that's separate? Is this a good thing or a bad thing? Then we have the Aoxjox dual core biker shorts. These have a 6-inch inseam. I got a size small and they are $36.99. So I feel like the bottoms are a little bit more reasonably priced. Like a lot of affordable brand bottoms do kind of cross into that like $30 to $35-ish price range. But for the sports bra to be the same price, that's where it gets a little confusing. But first impressions of this one, it does look very good. So again, we have the true double waistband. We have the solid on the inside. That's your classic double thickness waistband with another double thickness waistband on the outside. Waistband is straight across, no front seam, triangle gusset. We also have curved glute seams on these, and I feel like in general, the polka dots are lining up pretty well. Sometimes with the affordable brands, they kind of just like don't care where the polka dots go in terms of like one side versus the other. And this is a little bit more of a delicate polka dot compared to the Suuksess ones. Those ones are a bit more bold of a polka dot. So all just depends on preference, but let's try it on. Okay, so these are the first double layered shorts that I feel like the rise is really nailed. We have a high rise instead of the ultra high, and the compression on the body of the shorts is matching the waist. It all just feels like a low to medium compression. Nice and body hugging. I think the fabric is really good. So I'm liking how these are fitting. True to size, if you're in between for the shorts, you can really go either way. Again, the waistband is not super snug up here, which it often is with these double layered shorts. And again, these are a true double thickness waistband. So you can do the little fold over effect, kind of wear them how you want. No front seam, no crotch tension. Love that these are a 6-inch inseam, so a little bit of extra length, and I'm finding these to be thick thigh friendly. Nice amount of stretch in the thigh, no side seam. In the back, these are nice and medium glute friendly. They're sitting just right where they're supposed to be. So medium to high on the booty scale, no scrunches or anything, but still very flattering. And yeah, I'm actually very impressed with the shorts. I wish the tops were a little bit more thought through with the style because they really did nail the shorts. But the good thing about Aoxjox is that you can buy these separately. So that's definitely a bonus. We also have the Aoxjox dual core in a legging form. So same situation as the shorts, the actual double layered waistband, no front seam, triangle gusset. These have a 27-inch inseam with the curved glute seams, and this colorway has the polka dots on the inside, so a little bit more subtle. Let's try it on. All right, just like the shorts, these are fitting great. See, I just don't understand how they were able to put in the effort to come up with a new design for the leggings where we truly do have like this double thickness waistband. Like they didn't just give us 2 pairs of leggings and say, put these on top of each other, but that's what we did for the bra. I just feel like the bras are low effort, but the leggings are actually really good. We have a nice high rise again here, very good fit, true to size. If you're in between, you can really go either way. It's not too snug in the waist, true double thickness waistband, no front seam, not getting any crotch tension, no side seam. This material has a nice medium compression, very soft in the hand. I have to double check which fabric this is of theirs, but I definitely like it. And then medium glute friendly. The seams sit just right above the glutes there. There's no scrunch or anything. You could pull them up the cheeks just a little bit like that. So nice medium to high on the booty scale. And I do think you'd get a little bit of cellulite coverage in these as well because it is kind of a more dense brushed fabric. And these measured at a 27-inch inseam. I feel like the only area that's a little bit tight on these is like the knee down, but it still has good stretch. So not necessarily a problem, but yeah, bottom's cute, tops, I wish they did something else. And then this is the sports bra that doesn't quite make sense to me. This is the Aoxjox Metamorph Sienna Twist Bra. I got a size small, and this bra in this colorway is $56.99. That is more than most sports bras I see on the daily from even more high-end brands. And if you look on like the webpage for this one, it's like, oh, $28.99 or whatever it is per count. So it's counting this one as 2 sports bras. And I will say this one technically is 2 actual sports bras. It came with 2 sets of cup pads. Like each of them is an Aoxjox Sienna bra, but I feel like that just defeats the point of selling a layered sports bra because they don't sell them individually. Like if I wanted to wear 2 sports bras, like I can do that on my own accord, you know? Like I don't want you to sell me 2 for the same price. Like it just seems like there should be at least a slight discount. So I feel like they're really just like slapping 2 sports bras on, which actually that's exactly what they're doing. So this one's gonna be interesting. I only put the cup pads in the one. It's a true twist bra. This one tends to be not the most large cup size friendly with spaghetti straps and an open back. Let's try it on. Okay, this is the sports bra with just one of the layers. So you can wear it like this. You can wear it either way, but I just wanted to show. This is a lower coverage bra. Aoxjox has had I believe this is the Sienna bra for many years. And it's just not a bra that really works for me as a larger cup size. I definitely fall out of it. So anyways, let's try on with the second bra. Okay, and here is both bras on. The issue with this, there's many issues. One of the issues is it's the same bra in the same size with the same coverage. So like it honestly just covers up the entire inner layer, so you don't even get to see like the cute inner layer. Like obviously you could wear the other one on top, but the same issue happens. Like you're just kind of wearing 2 sports bras. Actually, you're exactly just wearing 2 sports bras. That's just what it is. And not only are you paying literally double for this, you're also getting a less desirable outcome. So I just don't see the point. I wish they would have designed a bra that like actually would sit something like this, like where you can actually see the inner layer, but also as this is, I'm wearing 2 size small sports bras, which that is my normal size. But when you're wearing 2 sports bras, it really squishes the girls. So if you're considering this still, I would definitely consider a size up. Low to medium coverage. With the single layer, it was a low support. With the double layers, it's kind of a medium support because I'm being so compressed. Anyways, we have the twist detail, nice inverted V along the waist. Very flattering, but definitely a cleavage moment. There is also side boob, so again, just not a ton of coverage. I'm just bummed because the color combo is so cute, but I just don't like how they executed it. And then we just have the strappy detail in the back. Moving on from the polka dots, our next trend is capris. Capris have made a comeback, even though I'm kind of a capri hater. I will say some of the girlies are rocking capris and they're making them look cute. So if you're gonna jump on a trend, at least it's affordable. These are from the brand Unissu, which is one of my tried and true brands. Everything I've had from Unissu has been very high quality. So these are the Unissu Huggcurve Capri leggings. I got a size small. They are $28 and they are a 19-inch inseam. So these are gonna be a little bit better for my shorter girlies. For me, they like might barely cover my knees. Capris really have a range of lengths. I feel like sometimes they're 19 inches, or they're a little bit better for the shorter girlies, or or they're kind of like a just below the knee capri. And then I've also seen capris that are a 23-inch inseam, where that might actually be more of like a full length legging for my really short girlies. But for me, a 23-inch inseam is kind of that perfect like mid-calf crop length. So it just depends what you're looking for, but these are a shorter capri. So these are made of their classic Huggcurve fabric, which is a polyamide lycra elastane blend. I find all of Unissu stuff to run just like a little bit on the big side, so I definitely feel like you can size down. Double thickness waistband. The waistband dips down in the front, so it does give you a little lower tummy control. No front seam, triangle gusset, and dramatic curved seams in the back. Let's try them on. And I have the pink and the brown. All right, here are the capris. Unissu's fabrics just feel so nice on the skin. Like, this is just such a good fit. These are kind of a high to ultra high rise. I love the dip down waistband. I think it's very flattering. No front seam, no crotch tension or anything. No side seam on these either. I would say true to size on these, and like I was saying, if anything, they tend to run just a little bit on the bigger side. So if you're in between, I would size down. And then in the back, these are definitely more of a long glute friendly legging. We can see that the back rise seam is pretty long and it goes a good ways above my glutes, but that's kind of part of the like exaggerated curve effect on these. So I still find them flattering, medium to high on the booty scale. The fabric is a little bit on the thinner side. It's more low to medium compression. I wouldn't expect to get a ton of cellulite coverage. And then these are actually fitting a little bit longer than expected for a capri. So I actually feel like it's a pretty nice capri length. It is going about a quarter of the way onto my calf here. I feel like they could go a little bit lower, but I have very big calves, so my calves can only handle so much. I will say it's not cutting into my calves like a ton, but it's definitely a little bit snug for me. The most comfortable capris either like don't even go on the calf or they go over the bulk of my calf. So for these capris, they kind of go right in the middle. So just beware, if you're a thick calf girly, these may not be the best choice, but they are very cute. Let me know what you think of the capri trend. All right, trend number 3, we have summery gingham patterns. So I've been seeing a lot of gingham. It kind of falls into that same like polka dot delicate print style. And I've seen people promoting these sets. I've seen them on Instagram. I feel like I've also seen them on TikTok Shop. And there's something about them that just like makes me question the quality. So we had to investigate ourselves. And I have to say, I feel like I may have been right to question the quality, so we'll see when it's on. But this is the brand Aoysky gingham 2-piece workout set. I got a size small, and the top and the bottom together are $37.99, so less than $20 a piece. Starting out with the top, the sports bra. This is just the kind of sports bra that it feels like they wanted to create a sports bra with this pattern, and the shape of it just isn't really there. We have a classic kind of slightly scooped neckline. We do have removable cup pads and a tiny little band along the bottom, but I feel like you can just see it looks like it's kind of giving frumpy. And it also has these ruche elasticated straps along the actual strap area and then across the back. And I feel like I only see this style used in kind of like cheaper activewear sometimes. So let's just try it on and see. So this is what happens when you just take a rectangle of fabric and just say, this is a sports bra. The way that this is fitting is all sorts of wrong. The coverage is there, but everything else, like the shape of everything, the way that the cup pads just like want to go all the way down my rib cage. This is where a sports bra could really benefit from an elastic under the bust area because there's no actual under bust support going on here. You have a tiny little band along the bottom there. And if a sports bra is designed well and that goes like right under the bust, that's one thing. But the way this is designed, like again, this doesn't feel like it was tried on any actual people. So very ill-fitting. I guess true to size, but this is not something that I would recommend. Again, a key sign that something's not going to be great for some reason. These little ruched elastic strap situations. I've never had something that I've really liked that had this style. Support, low to medium. And then you got that strappiness in the back as well. I feel like this strap is a little unnecessary considering it already had a decent amount of coverage back there, but not too much to say on this. Unfortunately, this set is just not great. This is what I mean when I say that Amazon can be very hit or miss. And then we have the shorts. The only reason I ended up trying these is because they did have no front seam. So I was like, at least they're doing no front seam. They're kind of following modern activewear a little bit. We do have a double thickness waistband. It has what looks to be a pretty bold top band at the top. So hopefully it doesn't cut in too much. Like I said, no front seam. We have an extended gusset, 6-inch inseam, which is great to see. And then the seams are just very slightly angled in the back. I wouldn't say super curved. And there is a tiny little waistband pocket. For me, if I'm gonna do a pocket short, I want the side pockets. I never really use these waistband pockets because I find them to be uncomfortable if you put anything in there. And it also just like looks bad in general. So let's try these on. Okay, as suspected, just not a great pair of shorts. It's almost that material that you'd expect to find in like a Shein swimsuit. That's kind of how I'm feeling. I also feel like the proportions on these look a little bit off. And the only thing worse than a legging with a top band is a legging with a top band that's like so loose that the top band just kind of like floats on the outside and then like somehow gapes at the same time. I had a feeling this brand was just not gonna be great. And it's giving that they like never actually tried this on anyone. I will say the shorts like aren't horrendous. Like I've tried worse. The sports bra makes this whole set together just like not very good. But anyways, the shorts, high rise, double thickness waistband, no front seam. I'm not getting any camel toe issues. And I do like the inseam length. It's a nice length. It's lacking a little stretch at the base of the short, but it's not actually too tight on the thighs, so it's not too bad. And then we have that little waistband pocket that like was a nice thought, but again, just if you're gonna add a pocket for me, I prefer a side pocket. And I would say medium glute friendly, sitting right where it should be. So they're not horrible. The material just doesn't feel great and they're just not really impressing me. Trend number 4, we have butter yellow. This has been a trend since last year, and I have to say it's been one of my favorite trends because I love yellow, so I'm absolutely living for it. But I've tried a lot of pretty awful yellow activewear on this channel because especially the affordable brands, they can often be quite sheer. So I was interested to try this set. This is another one from Omkagi. This is the Omkagi square neck tank short set. So this is a set together. I got a size small and the set together is $28.99. So it's like $14 a piece, which is the cheapest today. And to be honest, first impressions, the material feels pretty good. I do feel like the tank looks like it's going to be a little bit boxy, but we'll give it a chance. So we do have a square neck, which I feel like is a nice neckline. It's made of a nylon spandex. It feels pretty similar to the red polka dot set. And then we have a nice racer back, and it looks like the lat area on the racer back is cut away, so it shouldn't cut into the lats, which is something I always look for. And then we do have a full built-in shelf liner with removable cup pads for some support. So let's try the top on. Okay, here's the tank. I have this issue a lot with tanks where they just fit me a little bit big in the waist. I would say this one is pretty good. I do think the straps are just a little bit long, but we have this square neckline. I would say medium coverage up here. I just feel like I could use a little bit more lift, but honestly, it's pretty good. I love the length of the top. It's a nice kind of like waist to high hip length. Overlaps nicely with the waistband on the shorts. We have the shelf liner with removable cups. Pretty decent support, I would say. Low to medium support. I'd say mostly large cup size friendly, but with the square neckline, it's kind of like the Buff Bunny Revolution bra where like sometimes I feel like I could fall out of it, but I think mostly I'm covered. And the racer back is nicely cutting away from the lats. Very comfortable. Honestly, for how cheap this one was, I had pretty low expectations. And again, the strap construction isn't perfect. I feel like it's a little bit bulky up there and could be a little bit shorter, but still really not bad. And then we have the matching shorts, again, size small because it's part of the set. Double thickness waistband, and like I said, a lot of yellow bottoms can be sheer. So I was actually surprised to see that these are lined. So we actually have 2 layers of that kind of lightweight, stretchy fabric. It does feel like the same material was used on the outside and the inside. I like that if something is lined, they use a more lightweight material on the inside to keep it light overall. So these might be a little bit compressive. I'm very picky about my linings. There are very few that I can actually tolerate, but good for them for going above and beyond and lining them so that they're not sheer. But we have no front seam, 4-inch inseam on the shorts, and a nicely little curved glute seam in the back. So let's try them on. Okay, for being the cheapest outfit of the day, honestly, the shorts feel really good. They're a little bit compressive because they're double thickness, but just comparing price-wise, like these, I actually think the quality is there compared to like the Gingham shorts, which is like not good at all. And these are actually cheaper. So honestly, I don't really have any issues with them. High rise, true to size. If you're in between, size up just due to the compression. No front seam, 4 to 4.5 inch inseam, so they're a little short for me personally, but all just depends on your preferences. I do feel like they're just a little bit tight at the base of the thigh. I think because they're double thickness, it's kind of contributing to that, but not too bad. I'm gonna give them a medium to high compression because, again, these are lined. They're a little bit more dense, thicker. And then in the back, the seams sit very nicely above the glutes. Medium glute friendly, I would say medium on the booty scale. You just get a little bit more pancaking when you have a little bit thicker of a fabric, but I don't feel too restricted in them. They still have a good amount of stretch, and very curious to see how these do on the squat test. But yeah, I feel like these are actually pretty good. Just in case that yellow set didn't work out, I wanted to share one of my favorite brands and one of my favorite yellow sets that I'm constantly reaching for. We have this little wrap top and shorts from Ingia. They do have sports bras as well. I don't know if the shorts are currently sold out, but I know that they have the yellow and the leggings too, which sometimes it can be hard to find yellow leggings. So just know everything I've tried from Ingia is really good. This is the Ingia Wrap top, which is kind of a trend of its own. There are a lot of these little ballet wrap tops right now, and some of them are very expensive. And this one I always get compliments on. I have so many of these. I've never had a quality issue and I wear them very frequently. So they are very high quality. Ingia Wrap top, size small, only $26. It's made of a modal elastane, kind of this lightweight ribbed material. So it's lightweight, ribbed, very stretchy, and it's your classic self-tie kind of wrap top. So let's try this on. And the wrap sweater, just look at this outfit, you guys. My yellow dreams come true. Usually wear a sports bra under the wrap top just because it's more of a waist length, and the little tank that I'm wearing is more of like a waist high hip, but it's just a self wrap. I usually double wrap mine and then tie it in a little bow in the front, but so lightweight, so stretchy. This is one of those pieces that's so good that like I don't understand buying a very expensive wrap top when this is just as good as all the other ones. Unless you're looking for a very specific color, like I get that, but this butter yellow goes with everything. So one of my faves. And then one of my go-to shorts, even across high-end brands, I'm reaching for these all the time. These are the Ingia 5-inch Scrunch shorts. These are also made of a polyamide lycra elastane blend. We have a double thickness waistband, no front seam, 5-inch inseam. And in the back, we have slightly curved glute seams. And I guess these are the only shorts / leggings today that have the subtle scrunch up the back. So it looks scrunched when I'm holding them up, but when you wear them, it just gives you a little bit of glute contour without giving you a super scrunched appearance. And these ones are not lined. I will say I can't see my nude underwear with them, but they're definitely not fully squat proof. But for me, they're enough. So let's try them on. Super quick. Here we have the Ingia shorts. They're actually basically almost a perfect color match to the Omkagi set. This one is slightly lighter yellow, but these shorts, they just fit me like a glove and they stay put so well. I love the fabric. It has a really nice body hugging feel. Low to medium compression, high rise, no front seam. Then these ones, we have the contoured glute seams and then that little hidden scrunch that just kind of boosts a little bit. And then I'll include the squat test for these just to see, but I can't see my nude underwear under these. So for me, that's enough. And I love these in all different colors, and they also have the leggings. And finally, for trend number 5, fold over waistbands. These again are kind of like that 90s, 2000s resurgence, but we're seeing a lot of fold over waistbands this year. And these ones from Aoxjox, it combines the fold over waistband trend with the wide / straight legging trend. And I actually do wear these quite a bit and I love them. I have them in a couple colors. So we have the fold over waistband so you can kind of adjust the rise. I'm wearing the size small and they also come in multiple inseams. I'm wearing the size small tall. I think it's a 35-inch inseam, which also can be hard to find affordable brands who are doing inseams that are tall enough for me. No front seam. These are made of their Athlenza fabric, which is a nice kind of mid-weight brush material, very soft. This one does feel high quality. And we do have a straight across waistband in the back, but the fold over waistband does cover it up. So let's try them on. All right, we have our fold over waist wide leg pants. The fun thing about a fold over waist is you can really kind of play with the rise. Like if I want it to be a high rise and just put it here, this also works. But if I want more of like a mid-rise, you can fold it over a little bit more. Sometimes I like to like ruche this up a little bit and it stays very well. So this is the mid-rise fit. Size small and very true to size. It's snug on the glutes and kind of up to like the mid-thigh area, and then it becomes a nice flowy fit. Very comfortable. This has been my go-to style of pant lately, and the Aoxjox ones are one of my favorites even across high-end brands. And then if we look at the full length, they're one of the only affordable brands that actually makes lengths that are long enough for me. So this is the 35-inch inseam, very flattering on the glutes. These ride up, I would say, pretty minimally compared to most wide leg pants. And they're just very comfy, very cute, great for lifestyle. And again, this top just pairs perfectly. This isn't necessarily part of any trend, but it goes with the pants. We have their little halter top. I do recommend sizing down in this one, so let's quickly try it on. All right, here is the tank. I actually wear an extra small in this one. I do recommend sizing down. I wish this one wasn't a halter because I prefer non-halters. Like to wear every day, but I do actually find myself reaching for this one because it's really good. High hip length. We have this cute little ruched detail on the side. It's a wrap front, and I would say kind of low or more medium coverage, but I would still say it's large cup size friendly. It actually does have good space. We also have a nice supportive shelf liner here. I find in my normal size small that it's just a little bit too loose in the neck, and the extra small fits perfectly here. And then it's very open in the back since it is a halter, but it's really nice to have the set all together because you have a nice length at the top. It's still supportive here, and then the fun flowy bottoms. All right, guys, that is it for the video. We were long overdue for an affordable activewear review, so I hope you enjoyed. It was nice to have a little mix of brands that I know and love, like Aoxjox, Unissu, Ingia, but then also some new brands or brands that I don't always try so much. Let me know which of these trends going on right now is your favorite. I feel like 2026 has been a very trend-heavy year. I do see some of these trends continuing into next year, but my trend predictors, what do we think we'll see next? I think we'll continue seeing like little delicate patterns. And I love that because I feel like we're seeing so much exciting activewear right now when activewear can sometimes be so boring. Give this video a thumbs up if you made it this far. If you're not already subscribed, make sure to do so. As always, leave any video comments, requests down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.